when I don't do the organic opening, you complain that I didn't do it, but when I do, you say you hate it.
Yeah, read my mind, jackass.
You're like gaslighting me. Are you my boss?
That is true. It is true. When you do it, it annoys me. When you don't do it, it annoys me.
So basically, the show annoys you.
No, just this is one portion to be in the show.
Hello, baby. Hello, nasty. Hello there. Hello.
Welcome to the shit show.
Say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Hey everybody, it's the Brink of Sanity episode 356. I am Jay, and with me is Marc and Bry. How you guys doing?
Wonderful.
Are you really going to keep this edit every week of this opening? I know you changed the opening song. Are we going to have to stay with this new version for the rest of the time?
Well, you don't like it?
No, it's great, Jay. Is there any way we can go old school like that? That's new Coke. Go back to Coke Classic.
Yeah, I mean, I kept both versions. It's one line you don't like. Welcome to the shit show.
I just don't feel like it fits with the rest of the song.
Okay.
Or maybe you think this show isn't a shit show.
I mean,
no, it's a shit show. I have no problem with that part, but no problem with the message. But I don't know. I miss the old song. I miss Coke Classic.
Okay. I mean, I could go back. That's fine. Okay. I saved the old version specifically knowing that you'd be a pain in the ass about it.
I'm such a pain in the ass. Did you guys see this thing about a guy that was stalked in Utah by a cougar for like 6 minutes?
I did. I saw that.
I saw that there was a clip of it, but I didn't see the clip.
So what I don't understand. So the guy is hiking somewhere in Utah. A cougar, big giant cat, like ferocious, starts following him and like stalks him for 6 straight minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, like the animal, not like Demi Moore?
That would have been even better.
Yeah.
It'd be great if the video was just Demi Moore. Come here, young guy, come here.
Like the pedophile on Family Guy chasing the kids around.
They were just trying to get him to accept the part on like a reboot of Cougar Town.
Yeah.
I don't understand. The guy filmed it with his phone.
I know. I was thinking that the whole time.
It doesn't happen if you don't film it.
How much danger do you have to be to not film something with your phone? Can't you just tell people about this happening afterwards?
No, it didn't happen if you don't film it.
I am totally fine with this cougar mauling me while I struggle to get my phone out and make sure I get to the camera function so I can record this.
I wonder if he was live
There's
streaming.
just not enough instances where the cougar wins. That's the problem.
You kind of want the cougar to like. I hear the story. I'm like, I hope the guy was okay. Then they're like, he filmed it. I'm like, I hope the cougar won.
Yeah, this girl was talking about it. I think it's the same story that you're talking about, but she brought it up at work today. She said a bear. So I don't know. I would assume it's probably the same story. And I was like, I hope the bear fucking ate him. And she's like, why? I'm like, because that'll open up a parking spot somewhere.
So she just kind of gets like major portions of a stories wrong.
Oh,
She's like, yeah, he was in Utah. A rhinoceros was trailing him.
She just said a guy was fighting with bears. She didn't specifically say Utah, so.
Could be a whole different story. I don't know. Fighting with bears. Yeah, this sounds a lot different.
Yeah, that sounds way too different, actually.
You sure she wasn't talking about that documentary, Grizzly Man?
Who knows what she was talking. It could have been from like a year ago. She's always a little behind on her current events, so.
Grizzly Man didn't end very well.
Yeah.
I was watching, spoiler alert for a 20-year-old documentary. I was watching it. I'm like, oh, this guy's hanging out with bears. This is nice. And then the whole, 99% of the movie, it's like, oh, he's hugging bears. And then at the very end, it's like, oh, yeah, they ate him. The end. It's like, okay.
Yes.
The way it should be.
It's like Jane Goodall if at the end, the monkeys raped her.
Yeah, that was kind of
they made me one of them until they really made me one of them.
We became one.
Yeah, that was one of the most abrupt endings I think I've ever seen in film history.
So the article I'm reading on CNN that talks about the cougar stalking this guy gave some tips for how to avoid the cougar I guess, mauling you.
Live streamed on
Utah?
Instagram is number 1.
Step 1, stop, never run. Step 2, maintain eye contact. Step 3, stand tall. Step 4, make sure you have an iPhone 12 to get the best footage. Step 5, I mean, like,
Step
why
5,
the-
yell, make America great again.
Step 5, put it in landscape, not portrait when you're filming.
Step 6, make sure it's on your IG live.
Use the sparkly filter.
Step 7, go Snapchat, bitches. Yeah. So what's going on with you guys? Anyone been chased by a cougar or COVID, Jay?
No, actually.
No.
No.
You don't want to do your big reveal to everyone here that you have COVID?
I don't. I had a bad cold that wouldn't go away, so I got a test and it was negative, and here I am.
Bri, have you been tested for COVID yet?
No.
I have not
you?
been tested. I have
No.
not been tested either. I guess we've been wearing safer outdoor outfits than Jay.
Who would have thought the most paranoid person on the show would be the first to freak out and run and get a test?
Jay is like, at all times he's dressed like an astronaut. And he's like, I don't know how I got sick in this.
I sneezed and then just ran to the place to get a test.
How was the experience of getting the test?
I will
I
say
mean,
this.
we should-
Before you
Sorry, go.
before you do that, I will say that one of the guys at work who's basically hasn't come in 6 months and has been working from home the whole time, and everyone's pissed that he's been doing it. Last week he thought he had COVID too, and he went and got tested and he was negative. So it must be like a shining thing where you're just home all the time and you go crazy.
Well, so I get the New York State every day. Cuomo sends out an email, or I guess it's obviously staff sends out an email reporting some information about COVID and New York State. And every day they report how many people got tested in New York and how many positive.
Mm-hmm.
And the goal, I guess my understanding is the goal should be 1% or lower positive test rate. But what I find amazing, so they'll say 100,000 people got tested yesterday for COVID, and maybe if there were 500 positive tests or 800, whatever the number is.
Yeah.
But why are 99,000 people getting tested every day that just don't have it?
Well, I mean, because the symptoms are like a fever and a cough. These are common things.
I think everybody should get tested.
Yeah.
Do you know there's a province in China that's testing 9 million people?
Yeah, well, they have a billion people, so it's like 1/8%.
Yeah, I guess all those 9 million people could just drop dead, and they'd be taking a scoop of sand off the beach.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think everybody except for me should be tested.
But it's just interesting. I know there's a certain amount of people healthcare, certain amount of people are getting tested for work, but it's so many people have symptoms. I guess it makes sense. Being that you're I blink too much, that must be a symptom.
Right.
I mean, the cold wouldn't go away, and I work with somebody who's in contact with patients, so I'm it's a different situation. If I didn't live with somebody who's in direct contact with COVID patients, I probably would have been okay, it's a cold. But
Right? Did Jay say he worked with someone when he was talking about his girlfriend?
Oh,
I wasn't really listening.
I haven't
okay.
fully recovered from.
From not having
COVID?
COVID.
As you can tell, my voice is still messed up.
Yeah. Jay went on another podcast and did a whole hour
Jay,
show.
you're not
with some other
super immune like Trump.
Well, I also during that podcast, you don't know how many times I muted the microphone to cough and sneeze.
Jay was telling us we can't do the Brink show. I'm not feeling well enough. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm doing another Knicks podcast on Sunday morning. Did I not tell you about that? Oh, I have a whole new show I'm doing." Anyway, Jay's on what show? Why don't we plug that show while you're at it? Jay, what's it called? Jay loves Knicks, but not Mark.
It's called Mark Doesn't Check the Email He's Copied On, and then acts shocked when he doesn't know this information.
It's called Jay Moved On.
It's called,
That would be a totally fine and understandable title for the show.
it's called
It's called the New York Knicks podcast, where Jay doesn't get shit from the two co-hosts.
Yeah, Jay wanted to do one podcast where he doesn't get ripped on the entire episode.
I guess that wouldn't be this show.
It's called Jay Feels Wanted.
They were Jay's yeah, I can do the show. Is Mark joining us? No? Fuck, we already offered Jay the spot.
That's kind of the feeling I got, really. I got the feeling they were kind of hoping you would show up and not me.
They were just okay, This will be awkward. Do we have to really release this? No, I listened to Jay on the show. It's called Long Suffering.
Yeah.
Okay. And Jay was awesome on the podcast. You should, if you're listening to Brink, I'm sure you're a big Nick fan. So anyway, you can listen to Jay on the Long Suffering podcast. It was really good. Anyway, so Jay, what was it like to get the COVID test? Can you walk us through this?
Yeah, I mean, I went on a Sunday afternoon, so there was like one person in front of me, so it was pretty quick.
Did you wear your outdoor outfit?
I did. I definitely wore my outdoor outfit. And I got some like clothing disinfectant spray that I now add to my outdoor outfit procedure.
Wait, what did you get?
It's kind of like Lysol, but just for clothes. And so now when I come in from my outdoor outfit, I spray my clothes with that.
Okay, so it's like just for men, but like just for insane people.
Yeah.
You're spraying yourself with Lysol. You're literally doing that now?
Well, no,
Why don't you just wear like a poncho?
I take the clothes off and then I spray it.
Wouldn't getting COVID be easier at this point? So Jay, you know what?
It sounds like it'd be more pleasurable.
It would be. So you know what? You're standing somewhere and someone walks up behind you and you kind of like turn around because someone just walked up behind you. We've had this experience.
Yeah.
So Jay, when you walked up behind the guy who was going to get tested before you, and he turned around and shot his COVID at you, did you duck?
He was like, "Oh, nice outdoor outfit."
Well, you got to think, you're like, of all places, the guy in front of me probably does have COVID because he's here to get tested. If he looks in my direction, his air particles are going to just shoot up my nose.
Did you get any VIP treatment since you're on 3 podcasts?
Well, they gave me some paperwork to fill out, and they're like, "Oh, go sit in that chair and fill it out."
Tell them you don't fill out paperwork?
Well, I was like, "No, I'm going to squat on the floor and not sit in the COVID chair. Thank you."
Mm.
You wouldn't put your ass on a chair that someone else sat in because you somehow would go through your pants into your butt?
Well, I mean, you got to touch your pants, take it off at some point.
I mean, do you really think people are getting it this way? They sit in a chair and suddenly that's how they get COVID?
I think nobody knows how
Get
they're
your
getting it.
girlfriend take your pants off for you?
Honey, let's be all like sexy time. Take my pants off, and now I'm going to run away from when you get my pants off.
Hey,
Can you
babe,
put
I sat in a
mask on
chair
and
that.
take my pants off, please?
Hey, babe, I sat in a chair that might be infected with COVID. Can you take my pants off, please?
You don't have to tell her that part. She'll know.
Honey, you know how you like to do that thing where I come home and you lick my pants? Probably don't do it tonight. So you didn't sit on the chair?
No, I squatted and filled out the paperwork.
Right. Do you think Jay's just like lost his goddamn mind?
It's possible, yeah.
Why didn't you take a look at your spray out and spray the chair?
You didn't bring your own chair?
I had like a tailgate party in the lobby of the testing center. Brought my own chair with the drinks.
I can see Jay lugging his like one of those like tailgate chairs like across the city. Like it's in like 4 plastic bags and it's got like spray and.
Did you guys watch Silicon Valley?
I watched like
No.
4 or 5 episodes.
Okay, so it was one of the later seasons. There was a guy who had a wearable chair, where basically anytime he went to sit down, the chair would just like kick out behind him, and he would just sit down at all times.
I like it.
Basically, the chair legs were attached to his pants.
I like it.
Yeah, you should get a chair attached to your pants, and that way you'll be safe from COVID at all times. How did you get in the door? Like you had to use the door to open, and that door like exposed you to COVID, right?
Well, I did, but I have a little what do you call it? Hand sanitizer. One of those mini hand sanitizer bottles.
Oh,
so I opened.
Why don't you spray your pants with hand sanitizer?
I didn't want to do that. So yeah, I opened the door. I used the hand sanitizer. I used the pen, then I used the hand sanitizer. It was the whole thing.
I would love to see Jay getting up from he sits down, gets up, and just like soaks himself with hand sanitizer.
Now, did you sanitize your nose after they stuck the thing up there?
No, but I watched him. He wore gloves and he took it out of a plastic thing. It was good. It passed my test.
How uncomfortable is the swab up your nose?
It wasn't that bad. It apparently there's 2 different ones they use. One of them is like super long and like almost touches your brain, and the other one's like half that length and not as accurate. And
Okay.
so I got the shorter one because apparently that's
So you
just,
got the inaccurate ones. You
yeah,
might still have it.
I got the inaccurate one. Apparently that's
Why didn't you use the magic 8-ball if you're not going to get the accurate one?
So you've been lying the whole time. You don't know if you have it or not.
You clearly have COVID.
Yeah.
Go on, Jay.
Well, they didn't give me the option of which one. He just came out with the short one. My girlfriend got the long one because
That's how she likes it.
she works at the hospital, and they make them take like the heavy duty one, and she said it was extremely painful.
Did they look at when you came in? Did they just kind of look at you and look back at each other and be like, "We don't really need the accurate one here. Let's use the cheaper version for this guy."
Did they look at each other and go, "He's got it"?
Yeah, they when he did it, like I had it in the back of my head, like it's super painful. I didn't realize I had the shorter one, and like he barely, like as soon as it got like even semi uncomfortable, like it was over. It wasn't bad.
Did they do both nostrils?
Yeah.
Do they just do that just so like, just for kicks to see what you do? Like, what do they need from the other side? They can't get it first side.
I don't know. Maybe COVID. They don't know if it's a lefty or righty COVID. I don't know.
This COVID's a little more artsy, so it's really on the left side, not the right side.
You got the Republican COVID, not the Democrat COVID.
Yeah, the Democrat COVID, that'll kill you. The Republican COVID, it's kind of a hoax.
The Democrat COVID's on the left.
So Trump, by the way, is this the worst case scenario for all this? He's like, I've got COVID, and now I'm totally fine. A couple days later.
Yeah, you have nothing to worry about. It's totally fine.
He's gonna start kissing everybody.
Did you hear the Trump rumor that one of his ideas they threw around? This obviously was not done.
I heard this.
He was going to come out all like kind of like sick, wobbly, and then he was going to like look up, emerge, pull his shirt open to reveal a Superman shirt. I'd be like, I'm fine.
I kind of wish he did that.
I'd like to see him try to pull his shirt off.
I don't know why he didn't do that. I mean, that at least would have been like...
It would have been funny. I mean, if you're going to go like
funny.
Complete supervillain, you might as well just go all out. Why half-ass it?
Yeah. So that's great. So he got it. He's like, it's no big deal. Everyone, it's not a big deal. We should all get it out of the way, was basically his message.
Yeah. Only pussies die from it, pretty much.
My favorite part is that at his rally, everyone is singing and dancing and cheering the YMCA. And I'm like, did they all know that that's about having sex in a gay locker room? Like,
no, they don't. It's so great how they play all these like ironically gay songs, and they don't realize it.
I want to stop you. So I knew YMCA was a gay song, but is it literally about having sex in the locker room? Or what is it about?
It's about gay fucking in the locker room of the YMCA.
Oh, is that really what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. I was not aware.
And apparently it's a young man that he's fucking.
I said young man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Oh, do you want to explain born in the USA to me also?
I mean, that's also a funny one. I mean,
yeah, no, it's the other one they always use. They're like, yeah, very patriotic song. Not just look at the lyrics. So you guys heard about the issue with the vaccine?
Well, no, I have not.
No.
So I was reading an article. So basically, obviously they're trying to get a vaccine approved. There are a couple companies that are working on a vaccine right now, and at some point later this year or next year they'll have a vaccine approved. The issue being, they think as far as the efficacy of the initial vaccine, it's probably going to be in the 50 to 60% rate. They're not sure if the first vaccine will be the best vaccine, and the issue is there's a likely scenario where 3 or 4 vaccines will hit the market at the exact same time or around the same time, and you will have to kind of figure out what vaccine to take.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
Why don't they just sell Trump's blood to everybody? Like little vials of, like, I'm surprised Trump's not doing that, like selling his blood.
Trump's like, either you can take the vaccine Or I could bite you and you become a vampire like me.
Yeah.
I'm actually almost surprised he hasn't become one of those like what do you call it at church where the priest touches you and you like have a seizure and you're healed of all your stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
I mean,
surprised
that's
he
Well, when
hasn't-
he gets out of office, he'll do that.
That was his next job. He will run a mega church. There is so much money in those mega churches that is the next thing.
I mean, at this point, it would be foolproof for him. I mean, he's got a built-in audience, like
Yeah.
faith
Do you
healer.
think everyone, if he loses, do you think they all drop him or they all are still like sycophants for him?
No, they're all still.
It
Those
depends
claim
what
it's
he
a hoax to the end of
does
time.
when he leaves. Like, if he just kind of goes away, goes to jail, I think they might all bail on it. But if he's just, like, on the sidelines just barking every day about, like, Sleepy Joe and everything, I think they'll still be around.
I don't know. Do you think like he's out of office for 6 months and he's still tweeting all day and being like, Sleepy Joe screwing up the economy. I would do better.
Yeah, I mean, he was tweeting all the time before he was president. I don't see why he'd stop.
Fair point. I don't think he'll go to jail because rich people don't really go to jail too often. But yeah, I can see that the mega church thing seems like that's the career for him next.
Yeah,
Except that he's, like, blatantly non-religious.
The religious people don't really give a shit. They keep voting for him.
yeah.
No, I know. Well, they
Um,
voted for him. The only reason they voted for him is what's happening this week. That's the only reason.
Yes, they get their throne Supreme Court justice.
Yeah.
Hi, do you believe in Christ Almighty as the ruler of all our laws? Yeah, fantastic. Get rid of abortion. Anyway, so we're gonna be at a time where you're gonna have to try to figure out which vaccine is right for you. I just think that's going to be a bizarre. Where you're going to be talking to your doctor. Well, this vaccine, the trial was like 50% effective. This one was 60% effective, but that's a trial. In real life, it could be like less effective. This could be more effective. Can you imagine trying to figure out what vaccine is right for you?
Nobody's going to take it if that's the case.
It's good. It's the most insane. They really think there's going to be a huge issue with basically figuring out. I mean, obviously, people won't get back to it right away. It'll be like 6 months later when you'll start finally getting the vaccine. But they think it's going to be a real issue where people don't know what vaccine to take. Doctors are recommending one thing. You're like, I don't know. Governor Cuomo recommended one vaccine, but my neighbor recommended a different vaccine. What should I take?
Especially if, like, different people are recommending, like, you know, like you just said, Cuomo's recommending this one, but, like, you know, Trump
My
is saying
neighbor's
take this
Sally.
one.
Yeah, my Trump. Yeah. And then, like, you have all these, like, well, it's not the vaccine. This is a natural herbal supplement that's almost just like the vaccine, but it's herbal and it does nothing. But take it. And like, I'm only into the herbal vaccines.
And they'll make your
We're
penis
such a-
bigger while you take it.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're such a dumb society. Like, people will be meaning to take the vaccine and just take them like, dude, that was just a fucking ice cream cone. What are you talking about? You didn't take the fucking vaccine.
We
They'll
should
be meaning to
we
take
should
it
sell a
get
vaccine
robbed.
kit that's just like a gun and one bullet. Be like, here you go.
This prevents this prevents you from getting coronavirus if you just
Yeah.
shoot yourself in the head.
Yeah.
Did you guys actually do the top 5 I suggested? Anybody?
I did a
Crickets?
few, yeah.
Okay. Bri, it's fine, Bri. You can just ignore any top five.
I kept saying all day I was going to write stuff down, and I just never got around to it. I could probably come up with a couple on the spot. So
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so the top 5 I said for the show, or I came up with for the show, was top 5 predictions for things that will happen for the rest of 2020 to make 2020 an even shittier fucking awful year.
Oh, you didn't say to make it shittier. You just said predictions.
Okay. So, Jay, you have all happy predictions? Jay's like, in December, coronavirus will be cured. I'll get
James
a new
is
job.
like, I got a new job. I got a new house. I got healthy. My hair grew back.
I grew 5 inches. That's going to happen this year.
No, it's good, though. I mean, just give half the details for your top 5. It's good. It's a good idea.
You know, I So what did you do? Did you do positive things?
I did like one positive one.
Okay. Brian, did you think I meant negative or positive? What did you think I meant?
I didn't really get an impression either way.
Okay, fair.
But I just assumed the way the year was going, it would be negative. So,
kind of went off.
Probably negative ones are probably funnier. So
I gave the example that Bry, who had a fantastic prediction, it wasn't necessarily for the end of the year, but he predicted that eventually meat will be banned in our country. And that's an interesting prediction. I like your prediction, Bri. Maybe we're heading towards a meatless society.
Yep.
Okay, Jay, you want to start?
Sure. Ethereum is going to go up to $1,000, but it'll be overnight and it'll crash before I get to sell it.
That's pretty good. Jay, you would have been. It looks like here if you had just sold, if you had stayed awake till 2 a.m., you'd be a millionaire now. Anyway, it's worthless now.
It's like the exact amount I needed to go to get the down payment on the house.
Yeah. So everyone orders things online these days, which means there's box after box being used. It'll be announced in December. There's a nationwide cardboard shortage, and we'll be out of boxes. And Amazon's business will just sink because they won't be able to deliver anything because no more boxes.
I'm curious why Amazon doesn't have like a cardboard like recycling claim, like where you just like put your boxes out and they pick them up and reuse them, because I mean they're on every street every day anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point. Have you guys? When's the last time you guys moved? Been a while.
Yeah, like 10 years.
Well, I moved last year. I moved out of my condo into my dad's house.
Okay. Did you use a moving company? Was the question I was going to ask.
Yeah, I hired movers to move my furniture into a U-Haul truck.
Well, so last time I moved was probably 5 years ago. And then I guess I don't know if you had this experience, but the moving companies, which obviously use a lot of boxes, they had reusable boxes. They had like plastic boxes they would drop off of you, and then they would take them at the end with the idea of you're not going to have all these. Basically, the exact idea you have with Amazon. Amazon could deliver everything in a reusable box and just take it back from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially now because there's all these like pickup centers where you can pick stuff up. Like just go drop boxes off.
Yeah, that'd be a lot better for the environment if you'd like. I mean, we throw out our health stuff. We throw out so many cardboard boxes every week, or recycle them, whatever. I don't believe recycling actually happens. So, but we put them out for the recycling. People.
I'm really surprised, and I guess there's probably no way they could have done this because it's probably illegal. But I'm surprised, like when there was that whole hubbub, like about the mail, like Trump shutting down the mail with the ballots, like because Bezos hates Trump so much. I'm surprised, like he didn't offer to be like, hey, we'll deliver the ballots. Like we deliver shit every day, all day, every day.
Yeah.
Like I'm surprised that I mean, I guess they probably can't because there's probably like a law that the postal office has to do it. But like Amazon could deliver the ballots a lot quicker than the post office could.
They could pick up everyone's ballot, but I guess having like a corporation, whether it be like if you think they're trying to be good or bad, like having a corporation do is not the. Well, yeah. The NBA is being a center for like signing people up, right? The NBA is using their arenas for like voting centers.
Yeah.
So how is that different?
Well, they're not handling the votes. They're just providing a place to put the votes.
Right. The Amazon.
Well, no, they're making them polling centers, not. They're bigger than. I thought it was polling centers because they're bigger than like the schools and everything.
Right. I'm just saying, like Amazon could be like, we're going to pick up all the ballots. We'll pick up ballots the same way that instead of going to the polling center, we'll bring the polling center to you.
Yeah. I like that. I like that article that one of you guys posted yesterday about the California with all like the illegal mailboxes that they're putting up the ballots.
Yeah, the Republicans were they were coming up with fake polling drop-off places, which
it's like the first sign it was a fake mailbox was that the ballot box was actually just a fireplace. Just drop it right in the fire.
I just like how it was like a cardboard box with a slit in it, and it just said like, "Put ballots here." It looked so unofficial. It was just...
Yeah.
That's quite a good way to like steal elections. It's like oh, we're gonna help out areas. I don't know, areas where there are a lot of minority liberal voters. We'll take the votes for you. Don't worry about it.
How come when I put my ballot in there, it sounds like it's being shredded? How come I hear churning of a chainsaw?
So the ballot drop off is just like a body of water. I'd throw it in there like a lake.
Yeah.
I guess Jay, Bri, you can think of another prediction. Jay, what's your next prediction? Bri, you already kind of gave a prediction there, so go, Jay.
So Marc does not see another ant for the rest of the year, but it's because they're all laying eggs.
Okay. Well, that sounded good to you. You know what? So I didn't. So I've not been seeing ants lately, but you know what we had a problem with recently? Fruit flies. You guys ever have fruit flies?
I have, yeah.
We've had flies in our house for the past few days. Been driving me nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like the ants all sprung like wings. They were like everywhere in the kitchen. It was really annoying.
Yeah, I got a bunch right now. I don't know where they're coming from.
I read something that if you like peel like a cup with apple cider,
Mhm.
they come to the apple cider thing and they all just like kill themselves in that.
Well, nobody likes
there and
apple
they were all
cider. That's why.
Yeah, that's what I
yeah,
want to do.
not
I have
apple.
cider.
It was apple, not apple cider. Sorry, apple vinegar. Sorry. Apparently, like they really like apple vinegar, and they all like I was filled with like 20 dead fruit flies.
You know what they like? Any cup of liquid. Because I can't have like an uncovered cup of anything without seeing a fruit fly in it like 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
Okay. So later this year, in mid-December, China will announce we have the vaccine. We've tested it. It works. It works 100%. We have cured coronavirus. It's done. And they'll also say, "Oh, Trump, the people that you call the China virus, the people, we're not giving it to you, so go fuck off." And because of Trump, we will not get the working vaccine because he's offended China too many times.
We have the vaccine. 100% works, but 100% also causes autism.
I should also mention that in Marc's rules for the top 5, he said don't mention politics or COVID.
Yeah.
That's true. Right. I did, but then Bryce said that sounds hard, so I was like, okay, then mention it. Then I started mentioning it. I don't know. I said all the ideas, but I said all these rules before I started making my list, and I was like, oh, this list is hard without COVID in.
Every list you come up with that's not politics or COVID is almost impossible to do.
Yeah, it's true.
I came up with like 14 more things from our one from last time though about what kids are going to miss out on.
I mean, you could.
You want to do that after we're done with this list?
Yeah, I'll just mix and match here.
Or we could do one of Marc's top 5s where you just do your own, and it makes no sense.
Yeah, exactly. No coordination whatsoever.
I got one.
Yeah.
By the end of this year, ESPN will change their name to LBJN.
Yeah. Did LeBron really say that people have been counting him out? Like he was like he said something about people have been counting him out all this time.
There was I was off yesterday for the holidays, so I was watching Good Morning. I think it was Good Morning. One of the morning shows, Good Morning America or the Today Show, whatever's on ABC, because they had Rachel Nichols on, and she was like, basically blowing smoke up LeBron's ass about how awesome he is. And they showed like an interview from the night before with Davis and LeBron and Rachel Nichols. And she goes, so like, what about the debate now with, you and Jordan? He's like, that's not for me to decide. That's for everyone else. And then like 10 minutes later, he's like tweeting like, I want my respect. And that. I'm the best.
Yeah, that was it.
He's so insecure.
I want my damn respect. Which you're like, damn respect. Aren't you in the finals every year? We're all pretty much agreed it's like you or Jordan, the greatest player ever.
Yeah, even the people who say Jordan's better, they say LeBron's number 2. So like, I'd say second out of anybody ever to play basketball is respect.
So I was actually listening to a take on this, which I thought was interesting today, where they said basically, if you watch the Michael Jordan documentary, which I know you guys did, like Jordan was always looking for reasons to give himself motivation.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the thing with like LeBron, like psychologically talks himself into like that no one gives him respect because he needs that extra motivation, and that's how you become this amazing because you assume everyone's disrespecting you. I don't know.
The thing about it though is I felt like Jordan kind of psyched himself. Like LeBron like tweets about it and like goes on the news and talks about it. Like
yeah, he has like a whole PR firm that's called ESPN and that like, does his like he leaks out like, hey, this is what I want everyone to say about me, and then they say it, and then it's all motivation. I'm just a kid from Akron. Fuck you. It was so hard being in the bubble, being away from my kids.
I mean, he's obviously amazing. He obviously works hard or harder than anyone else in the NBA.
But and so also like huge. I mean,
right, but he works on it. Like I mean, like there's no just like Kobe Bryant was like worked insanely hard on his game. Like LeBron worked insanely hard on his game. Like you can't be no matter how big you are, you have to like also to be. He's got to put so much work into his game to be this good.
And steroids.
Yeah. Anyway,
but, he's also just enormous. I mean,
he is enormous.
The way he's built, like, I mean,
Yeah, that's the reason he's this good.
Yeah, I mean that's why I always thought Shaq was overrated. I'm like, he's literally bigger than anybody else. It's not hard to look dominant when you can just back people up and dunk it.
I mean, he was bigger than half the NBA when he was 18 years old. So.
Yeah.
Jay, you got another prediction?
I actually had a LeBron one. There's 2 major news stories throughout the country, not politics or COVID related, the rest of the year, and LeBron finds a way to make both of those about himself.
You know, it's funny. I also had. I guess we've been talking so much LeBron. I had a LeBron one also. It will be revealed that Kobe Bryant was working on a COVID vaccine that would have stopped the virus, but LeBron had the helicopter taken out because LeBron just couldn't stand any former NBA player looking better than himself.
It's good, but it was another COVID one.
Yeah, it was. You know what? I got okay. The next one. Hang on, let me do my next one. The next one is a non-COVID one, and it involves Jay.
Okay.
Jay will find out he secretly has a love child and will have to confess a deep dark secret about a one night stand he spent with Fun Sponge. Jay will come to a realization that it's his child when he runs into Fun Sponge on the street and she is with her son, who's clearly wearing an outdoor outfit.
That's good.
Bri, you guys think of anything? Okay, moving on to
Yeah, I don't like the rest of mine. It was a lot harder.
Well, I was going to say, well, this is for 2021, but I was going to predict that there's no any award season for movies.
Yeah, I mean that's probably
there's true. No movies that have been out.
It's gonna be like Tenet and the New Mutants. Those are like the 2 movies that came out.
Yeah, Best Picture goes to something someone shot on Zoom. Fuck.
It's just gonna turn into the TikTok awards.
Okay, so my last one is the U.S. will announce in December that there is a copper shortage, and they are doing away with the penny. Many countries have done away with the penny, and all you have to do is round up or down to the nearest nickel. Then many Americans will go into convenience stores and be like, yeah, it says the Snickers is $1.83, but you're treating it like it was $1.85. Well, sir, we round up because the 3 you round up. Eventually, this will lead to 40 million Americans overthrowing our country because they can't fucking understand how to round. And they'll be called the unrounders. And this will be the end of our country, is the elimination of the penny because our country just fucking hates math.
Of all things, that'll be the end of the country.
Yeah, I think so. I think that would be the biggest.
Isn't there already I don't understand why, but isn't there already a change shortage?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why there's a change shortage. There's no more or less change.
I've been eating nickels to get rid of the COVID virus.
Yeah, I mean, are people just like hoarding them to, like, I don't know, build forts with them or something?
Right. If anything, you'd also think people would be using cards more so they can avoid getting change. But there really is a change shortage.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't seem like much change is changing hands. So, like, how could there be a shortage?
Yeah. I guess our country's finally getting that change Obama promised.
I hate this. I hate this. Like, there's a lot of things I hate about the way we live these days. But like, everywhere you go now, like if you pay by card, like everyone has to like throw up the do you want to leave a tip? 5%, 10%, 15%, 20%. It's like no, I just want my coffee.
Yeah, no, we've talked.
If you want to tip, raise your prices.
I think we've talked about this on the show. I find it so fucking annoying. It's one thing if you're having waiter service, I understand completely, but it's just like, I asked you to get me a Snickers bar. You gave me the Snickers bar. I don't need to give you a fucking tip for doing your job.
It's like at a bar. Like, you're supposed to tip your... Like, I could go around the thing and take a beer out of that fridge and take the cap off. I didn't have to give you $1 to do it. If you let me around, I could do it myself.
Yeah, and faster.
I'll give you the $5 for the beer, but I'm not giving you another $1 for that.
You know, when traveling abroad, you can eat at restaurants and there's no tip, and the food doesn't cost more.
Was that like a signal, like that little like ding that you had a bright idea?
Oh, is that your lie detector?
That's what happens when I think.
I think I talked about it on the show once before, but I picked up like I ordered food for takeout. Came to the restaurant to pick up the food, and they were like, "Do you want to leave a tip?" Like,
Right.
leave a tip. You're just giving me the food. You're not delivering it.
Maybe the tips
Well,
is
there was like a huge like tipping surge like when this started for like takeout because it's like, oh, we got to keep all these restaurants open, so we got to like over tip. Everyone's generous, and now I've been realized like that was just so stupid that you didn't really have to do it.
Right. I guess you feel bad for like, whatever. You feel bad a lot of people for all this, but how about the restaurants just pay their employees the right wage, and we don't have to deal with the fucking tipping thing?
that's what I'm saying. Like every other country is able to have restaurants that don't go bankrupt by paying their employees the right amount.
Yeah, every other country doesn't need tipping. Every other country just gives everyone health care. Every other country does everything better than us. Okay, cool.
Although
Ryan,
I think you are onto something with the Obama thing because his whole motto was hope and change, and now Trump is there and there's no change.
Yeah,
Everyone misunderstood.
Trump stole all the change, so we didn't have to pay taxes on it.
Everyone misunderstood what Obama's message really was. He was talking about change.
He was talking about literal. I'll give you change for $1.
Yeah.
You know how it is. You go to replace, and they're like, you have to buy something to get change. I'm gonna fix that. That's my entire presidency. You don't need to pay. You don't need to buy gum here to get change. We'll just give you change. All right. I thought you were talking about like changing the country. No. I meant specifically like 4 quarters for $1, 20 nickels for $1. Any version you want.
You remember nickels? This is what I've been talking about.
Yeah. He did kind of run on that whole thing of like, this is the change we can believe in, the hope and changey thing, and you're like, that was as empty as Make America Great Again.
Yeah.
Is someone playing a video game? What are you guys doing?
Oh, that was my phone.
Okay. Sorry. You guys remember Gallagher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to Gallagher?
He retired, and then his brother pretended he was him and started going on tour as Gallagher.
Did he do jokes besides just breaking the watermelon? Was that like his act, just the watermelon?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he did.
Yeah, he was actually pretty funny.
And the reason I know this is because there's a documentary about the Comedy Store. That's like, I don't know how many part series that's just started on Showtime.
Yeah.
And they were just talking about, they were just showing a whole bunch of clips, and they were talking about Gallagher, and they said how like he gets a bad rap because everybody thinks he's just a prop comic because of the way he closed with the watermelons, but he really did like have a good set, have a good act.
I mean, he had a lot of sets. He has like 10 specials.
Oh, he gets the watermelon thing kind of really overshadows everything.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he was pretty good. I think he was pretty political too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. God, we need change in this country. You guys with me? Okay, I'm gonna break a watermelon now.
I mean, I guess that's how you get both sides. If they don't agree with your politics, maybe they're just like watching food get smashed. So
should Joe Biden do that in the next debate? He just ends the debate by breaking a watermelon.
It would be an improvement.
You know what else I'm gonna do for this country? I'm not gonna use those sissy watermelons without seeds. I'm gonna use a watermelon with seeds, because that's how we used to do it back in my day. None of this pussy non-seed stuff.
Is somebody playing the blues while we're doing the show?
Who the hell? No, somebody's who's texting me at this hour? Everybody I know is on the line with me.
Was that Bad to the Bone?
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay. Because that also, like, Biden should really play it up. He can come out to, like, I'm Bad to the Bone, like, theme song. Why don't they have theme songs when they come out for the debate?
Well, I like the one where, like, Trump dubbed over where Biden came out to fuck the police. Like, if Biden really did that, he would have been badass.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. So for those that don't know, on Trump basically, whatever Biden was saying, he made it sound like Biden was saying "fuck the police."
Yeah, they dubbed over. He came out and he was like dancing to a song, and they dubbed over the song and played "fuck the police." They tried to make it seem like that's what he was really doing.
That was pretty clever.
All right. Do we have anything else for today?
I guess
we're just
not.
getting started, I think.
Jay, what's going on with you? Anything you want to talk about today? Besides Brian's phone, are you texting Brian's phone then the show?
I was like, I'm so tired. I never sleep. Get Mark to be quiet.
Stop egging him on.
Oh my God. Last Nick's podcast. It was like texting Mark. I'm like, all right, we have 5 minutes left. He's
We
like,
had a guest on. You could do the interview the next show, Jay, since you're the only one reading the book.
and Mark is like, okay, we got to go soon. Let me just ask you 15 questions.
I wanted to do like 4 rapid fire questions, but each answer was like a long answer. That was great. But by the way, the last 2 episodes, we've like every Nick show now, we have some guy on who's like, I wrote a book. You guys want to read the book for the show? I'm like, what the fuck? And Jay keeps texting me, have you read the guy's book yet? Jay, could you just do the interview?
I mean, when he first asked to come on, you're like, oh, this guy's a big deal. We really need to prep for the show. And I'm like, all right, did you prep? You're like, no.
Oh, you know what I've been doing? I forgot to mention. I've been making phone calls for Joe Biden. I know, no, I'm not kidding. You could just type in make phone calls for Biden. You don't have to do any training. You don't have to do anything. You just start making phone calls. You just put a headset on. They start connecting you to voters in battleground states. They give you a little script. If you wanted to fuck with the Biden campaign, it would be so easy.
Wait, so you're calling people, just telling them that Biden's running for president?
You basically put your name, number, and you could also just fake this, I guess. And just like I plug in my headset, and they'll connect me to whatever state they're calling tonight. It'll be like, we're calling voters in Pennsylvania or voters in Arizona, and they connect you to they have a computer system that just connects you with the voter, and you just start talking. It'll be the script is like, "Hi, I'm Mark. I'm a volunteer with the Pennsylvania Democratic Party. How are you doing tonight?" And I'll ask them, "Are they planning on voting for Joe Biden?" And I can give them information about voting, which no one ever asked for. I've gotten a lot of people who've just told me to fuck off.
Yeah, I probably would too.
Yeah. I also have gotten a number of undecided people who are truly like, I talked to one guy who was like, I voted for Obama, then I switched to Trump, and I don't know. I wish these people would just be civil with each other. I really just don't know who to vote for. Like the undecided, they're just absolutely real, and they're just amazing.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've talked to one guy picked up the phone and did a Trump impression and refused to break character.
That's awesome.
Another guy picked up and goes, hang on. Hang on. He did it for like 5 minutes straight. Another person was like, housekeeping. I was like, hello? Housekeeping. I'm like, I know this is not housekeeping. Housekeeping. Okay, you don't want to talk to me? Yeah, fuck off. And then he hung up on me.
So instead of preparing for our Hall of Fame guest on our podcast, you're getting trolled by people on the phone.
I'm so fearful. I think Joe Biden's presidency will be mediocre shit, but I'm so fearful of having Trump be president again that I've been making like a half-hour phone calls every night. Brian, are you typing something, like an email or something?
No, I'm just clicking my mouse. Sorry.
Mark, focus.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I can't focus.
We don't need to announce every noise that's going on in the background.
I can't help it. Yeah, I've been making like a half-hour phone calls a night to like a battleground state to like talk to voters. I don't know if that's weird, but it's actually, I'm just shocked you don't have to do any training whatsoever. You could just like get on, just start calling people. They have a training you can do, but it's optional.
This whole thing sounds insane to me.
It really is insane, but like a number of voters have said they've gotten if you're in a battleground state, apparently you get so many goddamn calls. Like people are just like, I'm gonna support Joe Biden, but please stop calling me. I did talk to some old people who were like, apparently like I'm the only person that calls them, so they talk to me like 15-20 minutes because I just listen to them.
So when we have this guy on, are you just gonna be like, so I like the part about basketball. Can you tell me more about the basketball part?
We could actually, for our podcast, we can make phone calls with Joe Biden and just like say, hey, you're on the Brink and Sandy podcast.
All right. Do we have Facebook questions?
Yeah, we have a couple. Do we have any emails?
We have one email.
you want to do the email while I pull up the Facebook questions?
Okay.
I guess you didn't have that queued up, did you?
I did, but I want to do
Okay.
the email. I want to do the email last.
Okay, I'll go to. I got the questions here.
Okay.
Okay. Liam writes, and Liam's back, who may or may not be Lorenzo, who may or may not be.
No, Liam's not
Steven.
Lorenzo. Liam is Rosero and maybe Steven.
Okay, Liam writes, guys like Lorenzo, I also have the greatest, if not the best moment in Brink of Sanity. Okay, try to guess. 1, tissue. Clue 2,
Well,
weak
I mean,
plumbing.
when you say tissue, let's flip that tissue.
Don't ruin it, Jay. Clue 3, weak plumbing. Wiping your ass. Answer, episode 223. Flip that tissue. 129.56. Mark, listen and enjoy. Thank you.
That was a very good moment.
Liam writes, Jason, if I make $60,000 a year and sold my AMD stock for a profit of $20,000, how much taxes will I pay if I held it for 3 months? CPA?
I mean, I need a lot more information than that, but yeah, you would pay taxes on the profit. I don't know what your other deductions are or anything, but if you make $20,000, you have to pay taxes on that.
But you pay taxes as ordinary income because you didn't hold it for 1 year.
Yeah,
it's a short-term gain, right?
Mm-hmm. It is a short-term gain.
Can I have a CPA also? Liam writes, Mark and Jason, with so many people leaving New York because they can't afford it or hate the taxes, how do you guys feel about it? Jay?
I'm one of those people now.
Jay, explain. Announce to your listeners. What do you plan to do?
Yeah, I'm looking to move to Connecticut. So I'll be Bry's neighbor.
Yep.
Bry, will you promise to visit Jay once every 2 years if he moves to Connecticut?
Once every 2 years.
If Jay lived in a neighboring town, a 10-minute drive from you, how often would you see him?
Well, it depends if COVID ends, I suppose.
Okay, post-COVID, no COVID.
Jay's not going to leave his house if COVID's still going on. So.
Well, I mean, if I get a house, it'll have a backyard, so we can do backyard beers or something.
Oh, okay.
Are you gonna go to backyard beers at Jay's house, Bri?
Yeah, I will.
Jay, can I come over for backyard beers?
No.
You're just mean. Andrew writes, would Jay licks Mark's face for a guaranteed increase of 1 million subscribers for the show?
1 million subscribers, huh?
Probably a lot of money.
Is that like a steady million or like a one-time thing?
Yeah, I mean 1 million subscribers, so people all sign up. So
yeah, it's not.
Then Jay gets fired from his job.
We see here a meme going around the internet having a picture of you licking another man's face. Jay, you're gonna lick my face for 1 million subscribers? 1 million subscribers. I don't know how that translates into money, but it probably translates to a lot of money.
I would, and then I would just chug my pocket bottle of sanitizer.
Andrew writes, is Jay going to do a big rant on the podcast where at the end he demands his damn respect? Maybe respect about being a better president than Trump. Andrew, that was a great answer. Andrew writes, what's one joke that you still remember from your childhood?
Joke?
What do you call an Ethiopian that takes a shit?
Happier?
A show off. Is Ethiopian?
How does a gay guy get his condom off? He farts.
Very un-PC jokes when we were kids. It was
how do you make a Jolly Rancher?
How?
You fuck a farmer.
Yeah, so apparently when we were kids, we had told the worst jokes.
Worst
Yeah.
joke.
That was the 80s, though. It was like nobody get like you could just be openly like terrible.
Kind of offensive with all our jokes.
Yeah.
Liam writes, will office buildings ever be as full as they were before? Can this finally bring down the price of New York City real estate?
I mean, you would think it would, right? Like, why would you want to
Yeah.
pay for all this real estate when you could have people do the same exact thing at home? I still hear in these people like, oh, I can't wait till the office opens. Like, no, I don't want to see any of you. I hate commuting. Like, it's so good to wake up 3 minutes before work and still make it there on time.
Who is telling you they can't wait till the office opens?
I've had a couple of different coworkers tell me that.
Your boss, like a boss, or like someone like your friend Jansen.
People on my level and managers.
What? Like, why? Because like they like, hey, this job's so awesome. I'd love to see you guys in person.
Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't.
Bri, what do you think about the what's going to happen with you've always said that you don't understand how people can buy own real estate in New York City, right? Because how do you buy like an apartment, right?
Yeah, how do you buy a floor in a building?
Yeah, so this shit's going to be worthless soon.
Yeah. Another prediction I was right about.
Brian knows everything. A
So,
couple of years from now, when no one else can find meat anymore, we're like, Brian was right again.
Bryce
Yep.
Stradamus.
Brian, are you secretly getting like information from that psychic?
No. I just
You-
watch and observe.
Do you ever talk to her anymore?
No, we've been over this.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's like every
I-
other episode.
I know, but I think I just died. I'm just so disappointed he never got her on the show. Jay, do you want to do the one?
Oh, yeah. The Brink of Sanity at gmail.com is the email. Brink of Sanity 3 on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. brinkofsanityshow.com is the website. And Lorenzo sends us an email. Hey, guys, here's this week's great moments. I messed that up. Here's this week's great moments in Brink history.
Okay.
On December 30th, 2014, what character did Marc bless us with?
Wait, how often do we use shows that like the mark the New Year? Like last episode was also right before New Year's.
Well, remember, it's when it's posted, too.
Yeah. Okay. So December 30th, 2014.
2014. So 6 years ago, you came up with a character.
Is it the Jim God guy?
Could be.
I don't think I have a lot of characters.
Okay.
Let's go to the next clue. Brian, any idea?
No.
Clue
Okay.
number 1 relates to making fun of Jay.
That doesn't narrow it down.
Really could be any portion of the show.
Yeah.
This was 2014 was before CPA.
When did you get your CPA? 2017?
19.
Ah.
When did you start?
I think 17.
1985.
1980.
I started 16 or 17. I don't remember.
All right.
Okay.
2014, making fun of me. I was still in this apartment.
Same mold.
Different job.
No.
No,
Was
same
it?
job. Same job.
Same guy. Shit, 2014, nothing's different, Jay.
Yeah, nothing's different. I've really moved around in life.
Jay's like, I had a different mattress back then. That was different. My outdoor outfit. It was many outdoor outfits ago.
Character that makes fun of me.
I'm thinking it's the gym God.
That's the gym guy wasn't making fun of me though.
I don't know. Isn't everything making fun? Like what? I don't remember me having a character that makes fun of you.
I think in 2014, like it was rare that I got made fun of.
When did it go downhill for you?
I don't know. I think it was in the last 3 or 4 years that the show turned into a roast. Okay.
Well, we got a message from Suki, which I didn't notice from September 26th, saying new research shows thousands of people are moving from New York to Philadelphia. I don't know if you saw that message.
No, I'm glad we interrupted the segment for that. Though. Clue number 2: 3 girlfriends.
3 girlfriends?
3 girlfriends. Huh.
I don't. That is
Bri, you have any guesses at all?
No.
Making fun of me, 3 girlfriends. 2014. I don't know.
I have the 3 girlfriend thing. It's just completely threw me off.
3 girlfriends. Okay. Clue number 3: female. So it's Mark. I'm guessing this is Mark being a female.
I'm so good at being a female. Oh yeah.
Making fun of me.
It's uncanny.
3 girlfriends.
Am I supposed to be your ex-girlfriend? But we have no recurring characters also, so like
Yeah.
it wasn't like, oh, this is when Mark was doing Goat Boy.
All right. Clue number 4. I think this is probably the last clue. Peg leg.
Peg leg? Were you dating a pirate, Jay?
Was this when we revealed my pirate theory? And
I mean, but I was doing a character.
yeah, maybe you were playing like one of my Asian office coworkers.
I guess so. Your pirate theory is like that could be a whole separate podcast.
I think it already was.
Okay. I mean, like it really could be like J Lo's Pirates. What's the answer here?
Answer. At one stage, Jay was talking about his golden era of having 3 girlfriends at the same time. Mark took it upon himself to role play one of these girls, Betty Lou, a 250-pound female with a peg leg, who liked to hear Jay's apnea stories so she could write them in her diary. And that was another great moment in Brink history. So, for anybody who wants to listen to that, he's now giving us the episode and everything. Episode 201, 26 minutes, 30 seconds into the episode.
I'm going to apologize now, Jay, for that. I don't remember it, but that just doesn't sound like a nice bit.
No, it doesn't.
That sounds kind of mean. Jay's like, I once had 3 girlfriends. I bet one had a peg leg.
She was fat, and just a reminder, you still have apnea.
Sorry, that must have been like we were trying out ways to abuse you before we settled on more of like the joking, like roasting thing. I was just doing it in character before. I'm sorry, Jay. I apologize.
You were testing the waters with 1-minute bits before you decided to just make it the entire show every week.
I don't know how it became the entire show. You're right. It used to be none of this.
No, none of this. It used to just be like a normal comedy show.
Remember when the random word generator, the random word wasn't always like, oh, this one's also about Jay. Brian, anything else you want to add today before we sign off?
No, that's it for me. Okay,
cool. Thanks for joining us, Brian.
Yep.
All right. So we'll be back soon. Thanks for listening, everybody.
And you didn't say what network we're part of.
Oh, right. We're part of the Big Heads Media Network, bigheadsmedia.com. Check them out.
Yeah.
You can also find our next podcast there. All right. Now goodbye.
Or you can find the podcast Jay likes to do instead of our podcast. Long.
Bye, love. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. Say that go away. I'm